Distinguished professors, good morning. I'm Gema Jun from Schools of Educational Studies. Today, on behalf of our team, I'm going to deliver our presentation.
The topic for research is study on evaluation of learning effectiveness of Chinese pre-service teachers from the perspective of sustainable development. And the entire presentation is in 5 parts. Now let's get started. Education is a fundamental right, and it is also the most powerful tool we have for sustainable development. Can we escape poverty without education? If all students in low-income countries left school with basic reading skills, 171 million people could be lifted out of poverty. Can we end hunger and improve nutrition for our children without education? If all mothers in low-income countries have secondary education, 12 million children could be saved from starving. Can we create sustainable economic growth and decent work for everyone without education? 1 year of schooling is associated with a 10% increase in wage earnings. Can we achieve sustainable development that protect our planet and build a more inclusive, equal, and peaceful world without education? We can't. Sustainable development begins with education. It recognizes its status as a milestone to both individuals' well-being and social prosperity. Quality education becomes one of the SDG 17 goals. In order to achieve the target of quality education, substantially increase the supply of qualified teachers is a top priority. As far as quality is concerned, the question of cost effectiveness has to be addressed. Are pre-service teachers' learning benefits well matching the cost spent in this endeavor? This question is in nature a matter of learning effectiveness. Admittedly, the importance of learning effectiveness has long been recognized by both teachers and students. However, numerous pre-service teachers are still plagued by the challenges of improving their learning effectiveness. In view of the fact that learning is a complicated process where far too many factors are involved, it is neither easy to identify all the factors that influence learning effectiveness nor to measure them. Also, there is a lack of sustainable learning effectiveness management system to bridge the gap between pre-service and post-service learning. In summary, there is a need for a better understanding of constraints for pre-service teachers' learning effectiveness and a well-constructed learning management system to ensure both teachers and learners could benefit from it. A preliminary literature review demonstrates that the previous study primarily focused on 2 themes, namely learning efficacy and learning effectiveness, which are to be elaborated respectively as below. In accordance with the literature review, there are a wide range of constraints affecting learners' learning effectiveness. In a broad sense, these constraints could be grouped into 3 categories, namely learners' subjective factors, teachers' guiding factors, and environment's objective factors. Each category could be further divided into subtypes. Among these 3 categories, the learner's subjective factors are in the dominant position for learners' learning effectiveness. Teachers' guiding function and a supportive environment could also be beneficial. It is the interaction of these 3 categories of factors that is responsible for the fulfillment of a learner's learning effectiveness. However, the potential of these determinants could not be achieved without curriculum, which serve as the link or foundation for the learning effectiveness management system. To sum up, the previous study serves as a sound foundation for our ongoing research by sorting out the main constraints for learning effectiveness, and all the methods or techniques mentioned in the literature did give much insight into the measurement of quality education. However, nearly all the previous researchers have not yet developed a dynamic measurement in the form of quality assurance system, which could reflect pre-service teachers' learning effectiveness in a sustainable manner. Also, there is a tendency for these researchers to treat learning and teaching in two isolated entities, rather than in an inherited united manner. And these 2 points are just a gap deserves to be covered in our research. This study plans to employ a mixed methods design which uses both the qualitative and quantitative approaches. To begin with, quantitative surveys are conducted to explore the relationship between the course satisfaction and learning effectiveness among pre-service teachers. Then qualitative interviews are carried out, aiming to further elaborate how the various indicators of the curriculum affect learning effectiveness. A cross-sectional design provides a snapshot of learning effectiveness of variables in the cross-section of a population. As for participants, in the quantitative research stage, participants for the survey are 200 primary English education major undergraduates from 4 different colleges in eastern and western China, namely College A and B in Henan Province and College C and D in Chongqing Province. Stratified sampling is used where the overall population was stratified by grade, and then a proportionate number of students from each grade was sampled using simple random sampling method. In the following qualitative research stage, 80 respondents for males and for females are selected out of each designated college to be interviewed using the purposive sampling method. In terms of procedure, in the quantitative phase of the study, a course satisfaction scale and a learning efficacy scale were adopted as instruments to measure pre-service teachers' course satisfaction and learning effectiveness respectively. In designing the course satisfaction scale, the ACSI model was referred to. To be specific, student satisfaction with the curriculum was investigated where 5 dimensions were classified: students' expectations, perceived quality, perceived values, curriculum satisfaction, and curriculum loyalty. The student's efficacy variable is measured by the learning self-efficacy scale. This scale includes the individual's own effort and competence, sense of environment, and sense of control over behavior. Some scores for each instrument are used in analyzing quantitative data. Moreover, descriptive statistics analysis, t-test, and one-way ANOVA are to be employed in this procedure, with the purpose of examining students' enjoyment of the course and learning self-efficacy, and to explore whether and how enjoyment of the course affects students' learning effectiveness. A semi-structured interview was carried out in a one-on-one style. The interviews were structured around the following questions. What are some of your favorite courses? What do you like these courses? Do you have a course you don't like? If so, what are reasons for not liking it? Are you satisfied with your current academic performances? Why or why not? Personally, what could be done to improve your learning efficacy? What kind of support do you expect to improve your learning efficacy? Each interview lasts around 30 minutes. All interviews are audio recorded and transcribed verbatim. Thematic analysis is then used to interpret the data. Upon finishing the assignment, there were some reflections deserve your attention. Firstly, learning effectiveness could be improved on the condition that all the relevant factors are identified and manipulated in a systematic and cooperative way. Secondly, a sustainable curriculum is highly recommended to prepare pre-service teachers for the challenges now and ahead. Lastly, working in a team can be rewarding, but at times it can be challenging. To create a successful research team, effective communication methods are necessary. The reference for this assignment is as below. Thanks for watching.